everyone, welcome to yet another insightful book launch event. My name is Priya Singh and I'm here on behalf of Team Adhyan Books. आशा करती हूँ कि आप सभी को हमारे यहाँ नए ऑथर से मिलना और उनकी जर्नी के बारे में जानना पसंद आएगा। कमेंट्स में जरूर बताएं कि SaaS ecosystem. He is known for transforming market insights into user centric products that deliver real value. He holds patents in SaaS, big data, and quantum computing, reflecting his passion for innovation and future focused thinking. Mr. Binoy is not just a product expert, but also a leader who builds high performance teams and fosters a culture of innovation and collaboration. Beyond his professional achievements, Mr. Binoy is deeply passionate about building products that create meaningful human impact. He believes that the future of product management lies in empathy, intuition, and emotional intelligence rather than just data and processes. Through this book, he aims to help product leaders move beyond functionality and build products that truly connect with users. Please join me in welcoming Mr. Binoy Kumar.
Yeah.
Hello sir,
Thanks,
कैसे हैं
Priya.
आप?
Yeah, अच्छा हूँ. So thanks for having me in the show. Thanks for Radyan Books as well. Yeah.
Thank you sir. So your book is finally live on Amazon. So how are you feeling now that you can add author in your designation?
Yeah, it's a pretty good feel. Like it takes a lot of time to get the book there. You can experience it, but writing that book and having that in a marketplace, it's an say a great deal. It's a moment of joy for me personally.
All right, all right. So let's start with some questions. So first of all, I would like to ask, like, what inspired to write vibe-driven product management?
Yeah, so honestly, it came from discomforts I kept noticing when you're at work. Okay, so we have become very good at measuring what the users do in the product management, the clicks, their conversion, the retention of the customers, and many other parameters. Okay, so but we rarely ask a question like, how did the user feel while doing all these clicks and other say user journeys? How they feel is that's the point which we generally miss. Okay, so I have seen the product succeed not because they have more features, but because they felt very right to the customer. Okay, so I wanted to give the structure to this invisible layer. Okay, that's where this book journey started for me.
All right, sir. Understood. Okay. So, and like, what does vibe mean in the context of product management?
Okay, so vibe is the emotional residue a product leaves behind. Okay, so say after using the product, does the user feel confident, relieved, say, or you got anxious, or you got confused? Okay, so that feeling is your product's vibe. Okay, it's not an UI or it's not an UX alone. It's an overall emotional experience. You can say as a vibe in product management.
All right. I like totally agree with this vibe thing now. So, what do you do? Like, what do you believe traditional product management misses something important?
Okay,
Like,
so
why
the
do you
traditional
believe?
Yeah, true. Okay, the traditional PM is very strong on logic. Okay, they build features, they measure the outcomes, they optimize the funnels, and so. But they equal say status is not given for weighing the emotion. Okay, and the reality is users don't stay because of the logic alone. They stay because something feels right for them. That gap is what I am trying to address through this book.
All right. Okay. So can you also explain the concept of emotional connection in products?
Okay, so let me give a simple example. Okay, so when a small business owner, so he opens up a billing product. Okay, they are not thinking like, okay, I want to create an invoice now. Okay, they have a lot of other things in mind, like, am I doing this correctly? Whether I'm going to enter the correct item number, item name, and the cost is going to come correctly, or like I am compliant to the GST laws or other compliance laws, and say so like whether when I will get the money for this particular invoicing, and so there are a lot of anxiety for the customer. Okay, so this product, what we do is we have to try to remove these anxieties. Okay, so you have to create an emotional connection. Okay, it's not about the features you are giving in that invoice. It's about reducing the fear and building the trust in that customer. That's what is the uh, what we say as an emotional connect in the product.
All right, understood, sir. And like, what is the vibe loop? I would like to understand this with maybe with an example, like feel, build, feel again. So, what is this loop?
Okay, so I have been mentioned this in the book about the vibe loop. Okay, so it's feel, build, and feel again loop. Okay, so it's a very simple discipline. Okay, so first is the feel. Okay, you have to deeply understand the user's emotional state of what they are going to do, and then in the build, what we do is we design for that emotion. Okay, and feel again is validate if the emotion actually improved. Okay, so most teams stop at build. Okay, the great teams say they complete that particular loop, and that's where the success is in completing that loop.
All right, all right. So, how can product managers understand user emotions better?
So for a product manager, like there are three practical ways we can say. The first is observe the behavior of the users, where the user hesitate, where the emotion is present, and so. Second is you have to listen to the language. Okay, the support tickets are full of emotional signals. Your social media is full of their emotional signals. Their any other forums and you can see a lot of uh, say signals coming out there. You'll have to be very watchful of that. And third is use your team product, use your own product like a user. Okay, not as a builder. Okay, you will have to don the hat of the user when you actually see it before rolling it out to the customers. So empathy is not a soft one; it's actually the core product skill that we'll have to develop.
Understood. That totally right. So, what are your what are emotional persona and how are they different from traditional persona? Can you please elaborate that?
Okay, so the traditional persona describe who the user is. Okay, so their demographics, what's their age, what's their geography, and so. But in an emotional persona, like what the user is going through is to be set up. Okay, so you say like a first time business owner. Okay, you would be very anxious about the compliance and other factors. Okay, so thinking of our thinking of the emotional persona, it changes a lot in how we build the product. Okay, so that's the core.
All right. Like, can you share some examples of products that succeed because of emotional connection specifically?
Yeah, we have been using it daily. Say WhatsApp. Okay, you trust it to work instantly. Yeah, and there is Notion where you give a sense of control. You have the Apple iOS. It's very simple and predictable. Okay, they succeed because uh, they reduce the friction in not just the usage but also to the mind. Okay, so that's where the success. You can say replicate this, but it won't work. Okay, so it's basically that particular emotion they have embedded in that works.
Okay, sir. So, Also, how can teams balance data and intuition in product decisions? Can you please throw some light on
Yeah,
that
so
as well?
the data is essential, but the data alone is incomplete. Data tells you like what is happening in the product, but there is an intuition you need to that helps us to understand like why it matters. Okay. So
Right.
the best teams don't choose between them. They use intuition to guide direction and data to validate. Okay, so yeah, data is a must, and you should also have the emotions evaluated. That gives the balance to the team.
That's totally right. Also, what are vibe adults? Like, how can team implement them?
Yeah, vibe audit is when you evaluate your product purely on the emotional lens. Okay, so rather than seeing all other data and other things, so we should also do the audit for an emotion. Okay, whether the user is feeling confused at this particular journey point, or are they feeling confident, or they are hesitating and dropping off. Okay, and it's a very simple exercise, and it's incredibly powerful. We have to do that.
Okay. Any specific example in your experience or in your journey about this?
Yeah, there are a lot of experiences on this. Okay, say was like what feature should we build next to what the user feels next is what we will have to think. Okay, so rather than a feature, we will have to think on the terms of like what the user is feeling and the emotion and build accordingly. Okay, so the love comes from the clarity, the speed, and the predictability, and the small moments of delight. That's what I can say.
Okay. So, also, like, how can product teams create experiences users truly love?
Okay, so uh, truly love, we can say like uh, yeah, so it's basically the same thing. Okay, so rather than saying like I'm going to build a feature, they should say like, okay, I'm going to build an good emotion to the user journey. Okay, that's where the main crux stands. Okay, so the love comes from the emotion it carries, and not the feature or any other better, like having a better say data driven say good things there. Okay, so it's all the emotion we need to have there.
So, the vibe and emotions are the main hero here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So, what role does team energy play in like product success?
uh, it's a very direct one. The product is the reflection of the team. Okay, if the team is rushed, the product feels rushed. Okay, if the team is confused, the product feels confused. Okay, the team is well aligned, the product feels seamless. Okay, you cannot have the team energy from the product quality. So you can't see both as two different things. They are all same. So the emotion gets embedded into the product with the from the team. Okay, so that alignment should be there.
All right. So, also, like, according to you, how can small product interactions create big emotional impact?
Okay, it's say like you will have to have it built one by one. Okay, you have very small things in the product. Okay, you will have to have a very clear error message, reassuring confirmation, and smooth loading state. Okay, so these are all very important. The small things. Okay, so a simple line like, okay, you are all set now as they come in. Okay, it can remove a lot of anxiety, whether we have completely loaded the product or anything. The user initially feels a lot of anxiety around when they get into a product. Okay, so but say like in WhatsApp, when you start, we are not having such anxiety. You are all set. You know that. Okay, so the products are experienced in moment. They are not just features. That's what we can say.
So, all right, sir. So, according to your book, what are common mistakes should product managers avoid?
Okay, so some of the few big ones I can surely call it out. Okay, relying mostly on data dashboards just doesn't work. Okay, so ignoring a very qualitative feedback. That's other big mistake the PMs do. And building for edge cases instead of the core emotion. That's the major slip point where it should be addressed. And shipping features without validating how they feel. Okay, so that's another major point where the product management goes wrong. Okay, so just they ship it and there will be a lot of issues with that. So the shipping the feature out when we are rolling out, we should be validating like how they feel more than like yeah, all the features are there or not. That's very important point.
Any real life instant that you have like in that you have faced these common mistakes in your journey?
Yeah, to summarize that in one line, don't just build the products that work, build the products that feel right. That's what, and every other thing will follow for that product. That's the core key takeaway from my book.
All right, understood, sir. And like, what is one key takeaway that like readers should remember from your book?
Okay, so what we are seeing in this book is it's not just a feature economy; it's an experience economy, I can say. Okay, and in that world, vibe is not optional; it's a differentiator. Okay, so we should all go for the emotional vibe of the product.
Okay. Like, can you also share a real world failure where like lack of vibe impacted product success?
Yeah, we have a lot of products like that. Even the Google products, we have seen many of them being winded up now. The Google groups and other things. So they were all feature rich, and I don't think they left anything out of in say like if they you see your if they say if they see your say they have their feature list right, you'd have every checklist tick, and but it did not work, so it had to go off. So there are a lot of such products which was all right and all the features were there, but that emotional connect it could not do.
All right. And how does company culture influence the vibe of the products being built?
Yeah, the company culture basically impacts your team. Okay, so the team should be very vibrant and the energy levels of them should be very high, and they should have a very clear clarity on the features, emotion, um, and other aspects, so that we can see that reflected in your product. If the company culture is pushing the employee down and the teams are not up to the mark, then it becomes very difficult to ship your product itself. Rather, you can see the emotion comes later. Okay, so nothing comes if that company culture is not there.
Right. So, like looking ahead, how do you see product management evolving in the next like maybe 5 to 10 years?
Yeah, so nowadays most of the AI has come and taken over most of the product management aspects. Yeah, I would say like still we can't remove the humans out of it because emotion is the biggest factor. So in all these happenings with the AI, still I would recommend that a human should be there and to do the vibe audit and have this taken ahead.
Understood, sir. So, lastly, like if you had to summarize vibe-driven product management in one line, so what would it be?
So vibe is not optional; it's an differentiator. So you will have to have that done. That's the
Right.
say one liner I would use.
Right, sir. So, thank you so much, sir, for sharing your valuable insights and experiences. आपके thoughts ने हमें product management के एक नए perspective से देखने का मौका दिया. It was great talking to you, sir. Any like last words or thoughts you would like to add for your readers or for your like for the people who are watching us?
Yeah, so I would say like AI is not giving us an emotional say support to the product. Okay, that we will have to give to the AI at this point. Okay, that's what I would say to my users who is into the product management now.
All right, sir. So it was great having you here with us. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Priya. Thank you for the time.
ऑलराइट, सो हम नीचे आपकी बुक का लिंक डिस्प्ले कर रहे हैं. आप सभी से रिक्वेस्ट है इस किताब को जरूर पढ़ें. वाइब ड्रिवन प्रोडक्ट मैनेजमेंट एक पावरफुल गाइड है जो प्रोडक्ट मैनेजर्स को सिर्फ फीचर्स नहीं बल्कि मीनिंगफुल एक्सपीरियंसेस बिल्ड करना सिखाती है. तो आज की डिस्कशन ने हमें ये समझाया कि सक्सेसफुल प्रोडक्ट सिर्फ बनाए नहीं जाते, उन्हें फील किया जाता है. ये किताब आपको सिर्फ प्रोडक्ट बनाना नहीं बल्कि प्रोडक्ट को लोगों के दिल तक पहुंचाना सिखाती है. Don't miss the chance to explore a completely new way of thinking about product management. Thank you so much everyone for joining this book launch event. Do not forget to like, share and subscribe. हम बहुत जल्द एक नए ऑथर के साथ वापस आएंगे. Thank you.